Welcome to the Crystal Bar podcast. I'm Claire, your guide through the fascinating world of crystals and beyond. Whether you're just starting your journey or you're a seasoned enthusiast, I invite you to join me for insightful wisdom to empower your crystal, cosmic, spiritual, and astrological knowledge. So, are you ready? Let's begin. Happy May! Well, kind of nearly. By the time you listen to this, it could well be May. But we are on the last day of April, a day of saying thanks and giving gratitude and rewarding yourself for all you've achieved, learning lessons from things that may not have gone so well, and taking on the wisdom as you head into a new month. And to me, May has always felt a bit summery because we tend to have those heat waves, don't we? But yes, today, 28 degrees in the UK. What is happening with the weather? I kind of feel like I've manifested it because I've been praying for a really good summer. After the start to the year we've had, I've been looking and longing for those long summer days, and oh my gosh, I'm here for it. If you don't like it, if you are one that prefers the darker months, the cooler days, then I do apologise for my gleeful energy and exuberance for the warmth, but oh my gosh, my bones need it. They really do. But how are you? I hope you've had a really lovely week, a good Easter. Was it Easter this weekend? No, that was the weekend before. My gosh, my brain is suddenly skipping around time like nobody's business. We've been working really hard on I apologise. Let me rephrase that. My husband and his father have been working really hard on our allotment. We do have some lovely pepper plants there just in front of me now. They're looking good, so I need to get a trough for those this weekend. I'm going to have the pepper plants at home. We haven't grown those yet on the allotment, and we're a little bit worried they may be a little bit too gentle and not too hardy for the polytunnel in case they get too hot, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to grow them here and kind of get the joy of seeing what happens with peppers and how they form and how they grow. So I'm currently looking up lots of pepper recipes in complete preparation because I'm going to have lots and plentiful of lots of lovely veggies and stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. You know, I've kind of begrudged going to the supermarket or the farm shop and buying all of their produce when we can grow it ourselves. So hopefully this year we can try to work it. Now we've got the polytunnel to have produce all the way through back to spring again. Very exciting indeed. But yeah, I hope you're well. I've had another little cold actually. My mum, etc., went on holiday to Cornwall, visited my granddad, and they brought that gift back. So I've enjoyed and endured that. I think last week I said I thought I had hay fever. I do, but I had that on top, so that was great fun. But I have to say, I embraced my fluorite. I'm always telling people when they get in touch which crystals to hold, to wear, to carry, and I put fluorite. I always wear fluorite on my right wrist, which kind of helps your environment and you, but I put it on my left so that energy was drawn into my body, and I found it very beneficial indeed. So if you do hear kind of a little bit of a stuffiness, that is why, but I feel like I am on the mend now, which is all good. But this episode is all about the month of May. I thought I'd kind of give you a little bit of a forecast about what to expect. Of course, we'll go into detail throughout the month on separate podcast episodes. And I've consulted the stars, I've looked at the charts, and I've done a very short, I'm kind of enjoying doing the zodiac sign and astrology information and forecast. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of a heads up for your month ahead as well. And of course, give you a couple of crystals I feel that you'll find are very beneficial. So yeah, we've got the bursting potential of passion, powerful energy shifts. We've got Beltane, we've got the full moon, we've got the new moon, we've got planets moving about. I'm not going to go into those in too much detail. I'm going to mention one because it's the first time it's going to be happening since 1999. Yeah, gosh. So pour yourself a cuppa, carry on walking the dog, run on your treadmill, whatever you're doing, just sit back, relax, or walk, or whatever, and hopefully you'll find this all very beneficial. So in my opinion, May is like the universe's love letter to us. It's full of light, fertility, fresh starts, and it actually has a full sense of blossoming after the introspection of early spring. So this month, we're actually being invited to step into our power gently, but purposefully. It's a time of full-hearted action, sensual awareness. The earth is basically buzzing, and so are we. I mean, the earth is buzzing, the atmosphere, the clarity, everything is clearing up. But I have to just say, if you put your feet on the ground, on the grass, you will feel a grounding like you've never felt. If you hug a tree, if you touch the bark of a tree, your whole body will connect with that and just diffuse any stress. So if you haven't done that already, give it a go. But do you know what? Let's jump straight into the astrological events in May. So we've just this weekend had the new moon in Taurus, but this energy will kind of linger and sort of twinkle into May. That new moon was very grounding. It was very sensual. It was perfect for setting intentions around money, self-worth and pleasure. So if you haven't already done so, it's never too late. Get those intentions rooted. Taurus wants us to plant the seeds, literally and energetically, for what we want to grow. So that is how we want to start May. We followed that, though, with a really zesty full moon in Scorpio. That happens on the 12th and the 13th. It's intense, it's going to be transformative, and the Scorpio full moon pulls up all the shadows so we can release them. Okay, there's going to be a lot of dark work. So expect some emotional truths, deep insights, a bit of cosmic catharsis, great for shadow work, journaling, cord cutting. This is going to be a real about you time, about working out what you want to let go of and move forward on, and just say goodbye to the things that really have brought you grief and you no longer want to carry them, okay? We then follow that by heading into Gemini season around May the 20th. So with this season, you've got to get ready for a light, social and intellectually charged shift. Gemini season wakes up our minds. It sparks conversations, it invites us to explore new ideas and perspectives. So it's going to be perfect for connecting with others, diving into creative projects or learning something new. And as I said a couple of moments ago, we have got something happening for the first time since 1999 on May the 25th, which is Saturn moving into Aries. And with this, you can expect a big karmic reset moment, especially around identity, leadership, and personal responsibility. And then finally, at the end of the month, we've got the new moon in Gemini. So it's a time to set intentions around communication, learning, and fresh ideas. And this new moon is going to spark some mental clarity, a bit of curiosity, some playful connections. So this is a great idea to journal your thoughts, start a new creative project, or initiate that conversation you've always been initiate that conversation you've always been avoiding. I can't read my own writing. And the air is going to be charged with insight, okay? But first, May the 1st. I need to just start a new segment. Let's just do my little sparkles. Tomorrow, May the 1st, we have Beltane, the fire festival of fertility. So Beltane, if you don't already know, is actually a sacred Celtic festival. It's celebrated on May the 1st, also known as May Day, and it marks the halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. Can you believe that? We are halfway from the spring equinox already. It's about fertility, passion, fire, and union, and it's a celebration of life force, new growth, new beginnings, and sensuality. And if you didn't know, it actually originates from ancient Gaelic. I cannot read my writing. I think I need to start typing my notes out. Anyway, sorry. It originates from ancient Gaelic traditions. Bonfires were lit to honour the sun and to bless the land. Animals and people were blessed for abundance and protection. And obviously spring was springing into life. So if you want to honour this in your own way, I've got a couple of suggestions that are really easy. They're not going to require a lot of preparation. However, if you look online, I've got a couple of ideas on my social media. And of course, you'll find plenty of wonderful witchy and pagan and magical accounts to give you some more ideas. But here are mine. So what I would say is, firstly, light a candle. Okay, or of course you could light a fire, because this will symbolize the return of warmth and light. You could make a flower crown. Wear fresh flowers to honour nature's beauty and your own. If you go to May Days, we've got one very local in Ickwell. They have the May Queen, the Maypole dancing, and they all wear flowers in their hair. So that is something you could do as well. Or you could do an intentional walk in nature. You could leave an offering, such as a flower or crystal, to the earth in gratitude. And honestly, it's as simple as that. You don't have to complicate things. Just go with the flow and whatever you feel, even if it's giving thanks to the sun, giving thanks to your food that you eat. You could eat some fresh vegetables that have grown, that are seasonal. Give thanks to the flowers you may have picked or cut. Ethically and responsibly, just go with the flow and just feel the warmth of the sun rays on your skin. And not to overcomplicate things, we'll get it out. I've given you 3 questions of, my gosh, honestly, let me just start this again. My handwriting is atrocious. I don't know about anybody else, but for those of you who left school and then started using computers and smartphones, have you found your handwriting is just diminished completely? Of course, I write thank you messages to my customers and I write notes for the new moon and when I'm on meetings and stuff like that. But oh my gosh, I've got lovely swirly writing, and perhaps it's the fact I've not even got my glasses on. I do need to wear my glasses, but let's start this again. Let's scrap that. I'm going to press my little sparkles again. Let's go. So my 3 best crystals for May. They can actually change day by day. But right now, for the start of May, I feel like you should be working towards using carnelian, because this is going to give you some confidence, vitality, sensuality, and it's a Beltane must-have. Rose quartz to open the heart, attract love, and invite self-compassion. And then finally, malachite. Malachite is an amazing, beautiful green crystal. It's great for transformation and grounding powerful emotions. So as well, it's also good for attracting abundance and change in your life and new beginnings, fertility, all that lovely stuff. But it's going to be really good at grounding your powerful emotions under that Scorpio full moon. So this one will take you through May. So as promised, I have given you a little bit of a zodiac insight for the month ahead. It's very short, but hopefully this will just give you an eye on how your energy might be maneuvering and working and what you may need to concentrate on as you start the month. So, Aries, slow down, smell the roses, focus on finances and long-term security. Taurus, it's your season. Reconnect with your body and celebrate your growth. Gemini, your mind is buzzing. Don't act on every idea. Choose the ones that light you up. Cancer, community is calling. Let others support you. You don't have to carry it all. Leo, your career is in focus. Shine bright and be bold in what you ask for. Virgo, travel or learning is calling. Let your mind expand because curiosity is your superpower. Libra, dive into emotional intimacy. Let your relationships deepen and evolve. Scorpio, big feelings under your full moon. Feel them fully, then let them fly. Sagittarius, structure brings freedom. Focus on your daily habits and health. Capricorn, time to play. Prioritize joy. romance, and creative flow. Aquarius, home and roots are asking for attention. What needs nurturing? Pisces, express yourself. Your words have power. Share your truth with love. Okay, so now I've got some lovely questions that have come in, and these are the ones that have actually said yes, I could share them. So thank you very much, and I respect those who wanted to keep them secret. That's absolutely fine. So the first one comes from Kelly in, where is that? Mount Fitchett, Stansted Mount Fitchett. Love that place. I visit, just going off in a tangent, I visited that place as a child, the Mount Fitchett Castle. Oh my gosh, that stays in my memory like a core. Absolutely brilliant place. One moment, I just need to take a sip of my drink. Sorry if you could hear that. Yeah, great place. If you live in the area, sort of Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire, Essex, head to Mount Fitchett Castle. It's brilliant. And she just asked a simple question, how do I know which crystal I need? What I would say is just keep it very simple again. Start by noticing which one you're drawn to, because your energy intuitively knows. Then look up its meaning and see how it fits your current needs. You'll be very surprised indeed, how those crystals will find you. Obviously as well, if you've got a very specific need and you know exactly where you want to head, you can of course look up. If you go to my website and search that keyword, stress, travel, money, abundance, luck, health, back pain, whatever it might be, then the right crystals will show up for you. Okay, question 2 is from Ginny in Lincoln. Hi, Ginny. Can I use crystals during a new moon and full moon? 100% absolutely yes. Now, new moons are traditionally for setting intentions, so work with manifesting ones like clear quartz, citrine, green aventurine, tiger's eye. And then full moons are for releasing, so these are great for smoky quartz or labradorite. Keep it simple again, but again, if you feel drawn to a certain crystal because whatever you may be going through and it's all personal, go with it. Just go with it because your energy, your intuition will always be right. Okay, and question 3 is from Gemma where are you, Gemma? Oh my gosh, hang on, I didn't write that down. I apologise, Gemma, I'm so sorry. But she's asked, what do I do if I feel overwhelmed by the full moon? Great question. Just ground yourself with earthy crystals like hematite, red jasper, and then walk barefoot or journal out your emotions, because the full moon tends to reveal what needs to be released. So you're being asked to just trust the process, okay? Just give in to the emotions. If you need to, curl up on the sofa, watch a good film, read a book, just deal with the energy as you need to. There's no rights or wrongs, okay? Those crystals, such as hematite, red jasper, black obsidian, the darker crystals will help ground your energy. And again, you could do what I said earlier, put your feet on the floor and just imagine roots growing deep down into the earth and anchoring your energy, okay? I've got a little story again this week regarding hematite, actually. And this comes from one of our beautiful listeners, Sophie. And she sent me a message saying that she'd been feeling completely scattered. Like her head was in the clouds, she couldn't focus for weeks. So she picked up a hematite tumblestone and started carrying it in her pocket during the day and placed it under her pillow at night. And she said the first night she had the deepest sleep in ages. Over the next week, her energy became calmer, her thoughts became clearer, and she finally got round to finishing her creative project that had been on pause for months. Also, hematite brought her back into her body and her power. She felt like she was within herself and her head just wasn't going a million miles an hour. So she just wanted to reach out and let everybody know how hematite is absolutely amazing for helping people. If you feel like your head's up in the clouds, it will bring you back down. So as we head through May, just remember you are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to bloom. You are allowed to choose pleasure, ease and joy, because the earth doesn't apologize for blossoming and growing and showing themselves for the beautiful flowers and plants and trees that they are, and the sunshine, and neither should you. Never apologize for being you. I hope you feel inspired by this episode. It's quite a short one again. I hope it helps you ground and glow. And don't forget to tag me in your Beltane rituals or share your crystal stories, because I absolutely love hearing from you. And until next time, keep your energy high, your heart open, your crystals close, and remember, the right crystal will always find you. Before you go, I have a very special discount code for you, especially for those of you who love buying crystals. So, the code is podcastcrystal. If you use this at checkout at thecrystalbar.co.uk, you will get a very secret discount. And yes, it is a secret because I change the value of the code throughout the year. So who knows what discount you will receive. But I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I hope you found it beneficial. And if you have, I'd be really grateful if you could just leave a comment, leave a review. And of course, if you have a friend who loves crystals just like us, please do share it with them. Sending you love, sending you light. Have a great week, because honestly, my lovelies, you really do deserve it. And as I said earlier, remember, the right crystal will always find you.